Amisha Vora is Joint Managing Director of Prabhudas Lilladher, and she's joining us right now to discuss market fundamentals. Amisha, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us here on CNBC TV18. Prashant here. You know, it's almost as if the positive right now, if you are in the market now, from a near to medium term perspective, the positive is all global in that sense. You know, the expectations of a Fed rate cut, equity markets buoyant, dollar is weakening. Whereas if you look at factors coming out from from India, or local factors, it's more or less dragging things down. Growth, corporate earnings are expected to be at a 2-year low in this particular quarter, and the budget is already behind. What do you make of it, and which of these you think will eventually prevail?
I think that one of the key thing which I'm observing at the moment is sort of crisis of confidence within the corporate world, within the investment world. And when I say investment world, it doesn't really mean some few handful of large HNI or this thing, but people at large have been losing money in debt side, of course, in across PMS and mid-cap, small-cap mutual funds also. So, and on the top of it, the way some of the corporates and their problems have unfolded, the overall confidence levels are so low in terms of the monetary transactions. I think that is impacting us a lot. And of course, the farm stress and the lowest ever farm sector growth has also resulted in a larger part of population not very active in terms of their consumption needs. So all this has led to, after a very long time in a growing and one of the youngest economy like India, the kind of negative growth that we are seeing. And I don't see immediately what is going to turn them around. There is no base effect going to come suddenly in next 2 months or so. So I think we'll have to go through the pain for a while. And frankly, I don't see the valuations also so cheap, particularly when we compare Nifty or some of the large cap, that we feel, okay, even if we have to wait for 6 to 8 months, the downside is almost zero, let's plunge into it. So I think this is a time when more people will go into capital protection mode as more corporates have gone into debt repayment mode, and that's going to last for a while. One of the silver lining could be that if next 2 months the rain distribution is really good as compared to what happened in last month, that will start a little hope for the rural economy.
Amisha, hi, welcome to the show. I wanted your thoughts on the entire cement space. We saw an upgrade which has come in from Bank of America, Merrill Lynch on Ambuja and ACC today. We have stocks such as Ultratech Cement which are also gaining. Overall, do you think that might be a place where investors could probably find some amount of upside?
So we also continue to be positive, and particularly I think the quarter which is passed and results are likely to come out. The YOY growth in EBITDA per ton for cement companies will be huge, and then it will settle down on a QOQ basis as we move forward. The cement growth was good, which was slightly tapered down during this election period, but the kind of focus which continues by government on the housing for all or the roads and infrastructure, I think this as a sector will run behind these larger goals and will continue to do well. I do agree to that. And we have an overweight on the sector from our research also.
Amisha, what's your view on the entire Interglobe situation? I'm sure the research has coverage, but without talking about the stock per se, but do you think that this is something which will impact the business and the stock in a significant way, or do you think, this probably at this stage doesn't concern the business, and the stock may remain removed from this situation?
I think beyond a point it will not impact the business. The business macros are very good because of all the reasons that we know. and also the organization is large enough, and when such kind of feud happens, even if there were irregularities or leakages, which will get corrected rather than increase. So I think the business will continue to be robust. There will be a time of little uncertainty, which we saw that the stock corrected a bit, but I don't think that this can lead to stock correcting substantially from here on. I would continue to keep the stance intact.
Would it make you anyway incrementally positive on a company such as SpiceJet, because it's probably going to benefit the most with regards to the kind of spare capacity that's going to come in from Jet?
Correct. That continues to be an interesting play, and we have been positive on that too. And not only that, but I think in terms of the capacity addition of the two remaining players, when who's getting their additional capacity to take advantage of the demand is also going to be critical. I think Indigo did get their fleet increased, and SpiceJet is yet to get it. So that will also add. So on a medium-term basis, yes, we continue to like that also.
Amisha, it's a pleasure. Run out of time, but great to have you with us here as always on the show. Thanks indeed.